when you're doing the Secretary of State registration, most of them ask you for a registered agent. And if you don't understand what a registered agent is, the TLDR of that is it is someone that has a physical presence in the state that can receive service of process on behalf of the company. There are so many different registered agent services out there, but a lot of folks ask or just assume that, like, hey, can I use my employee for this? That person has a physical foothold in the state. We can just list them, right? Technically, sure, if you really want to, but it's highly recommended not to do that. The reason being, if your company ever does receive a service of process, the address on file is where that service of process is going. So as a company, you have to really ask yourself, do you want to risk that service of process getting lost or being sent to the wrong person? The answer to that is typically no. So when you hit those situations, using a registered agent service is definitely the go-to move there. So again, using an employee, I guess you could, but do you really want to open yourself up to the risk that could be associated with listing an employee as your registered agent? The service of process likely have a deadline in which you need to respond their legal documents. So if the person you've listed or the place you've listed is not a reliable location, you could end up in a situation where you're not answering legal documents on time. You're not doing what you need to do to satisfy whatever is happening. So I would say it's also kind of a convenience thing, if you will, just knowing and trusting that everything is being delivered to one place routinely with no risk associated with it, because that is their whole job, making sure that those documents get to the right point of contact within your business, making sure that they don't hop, skip, jump around to the wrong person. So when you're working with a registered agent, oftentimes they say, okay, who should we reach out to if we do receive legal documents? And you can have that person on file, and they often will reach out directly to that person rather than it feeling like, oh, my employee got this document that, hey, you're being sued, and my employee's now freaking out because they've received it. They don't know who to send it to, and now it just gets messy. So again, there can be deadlines and penalties when you're talking about these legal documents. So making sure you're using someone reliable is the best move always.